All right, hey guys, so I am here for Transfer Tuesday. This is Paula with another video. I'm going to try this a little bit different way. Actually, I haven't done Transfer Tuesday in a long time, but I'm working on figuring out how to put up my spreadsheet so you can see how I'm actually doing stuff and then instead of seeing the numbers later on. So for our last paycheck, I'm just the income, were those things. So far, a week in, our roundups are 332. I had a we had a flex reimbursement for a doctor's appointment, and but my husband had to drive like an hour away to a specialist for that. So that was we can actually claim mileage for that. So that was the mileage reimbursement portion of the flex. Out of area is something it's mileage reimbursement that I get. I have to fill it out separately from like when I'm traveling in our normal, 7 county area. This is beyond that. And I went to a training outside of that with a coworker and I drove. So that's my reimbursement for that. And then I had $140 of a completed savings challenge that we did in cash. So that puts our income up there. So for our emergency fund, I always do $53 with the 52-week challenge, but I'm also putting the um, I'm also putting the uh, $53 plus the $140 completed savings challenge. So that puts 190 into our 193, excuse me, into our emergency fund. If I come down to our fixed expenses, our internet was 30, or the half that I put away was 30. Our garbage increased. It is increasing. It's like doubled since we got it, but there's nobody else that I can get in our area to service this dumpster. So my half is now 55, which means the total bill was 110. For donations, I added some causes that I'm donating to each month. So out of this paycheck was $197.37. Our electric bill was actually $284.97 instead of the budgeted $300. Our life insurance was on par. School lunch is $120.95. Amazon Prime was right on target, as was XM, as was Kindle, as was HP. We didn't do that. YouTube TV was $78.10, and my kids' insurance was $40. So now if we go down into variable expenses, this is where we have some changes. So groceries was $280. I only spent $123 because some of that was less on um, some of my allowance. My husband took his 70, some of mine came back. So what, $17 I didn't spend. $12 all went to donuts, $50 for beauty. Actually, yeah, okay. $50 for beauty, $20 for work meals. For drinks, we only spent 20 on drinks, so you'll see where that goes in a minute. $100 for eating out was spent. Sorry. I took the cash out. So these cash envelopes that you're seeing here that are less, I went through and I checked at what cash we had and I'm moving it somewhere else and you'll see where. So all that was zero. Diesel bill from the co-op was $85.87. Quick Start gas cards was $120 and 29 cents. That's for gas. I use that to fill my Suburban for work. So then we go down into annual and semi-annual bills. This is a new category that I added to this, but you never see my spreadsheet, so you don't know that. This original spreadsheet is from Debt Free Jessie. Highly recommend. I've had this one for a long time that I use, and then I just recently bought her goal tracking spreadsheet, which you'll probably see here in a minute. So, for our annual, semi-annual bills, the only one that we had to cover this time was in the month of November. Our car and homeowners insurance premiums for the next 6 months are due, and 5631 was all that was left after everything that we've saved in the sinking fund for the entire, for the last 5 months. So that covered that. Okay, so now down into our sinking funds. I didn't do anything with vacation because I pulled and did some other things. So that's 100 envelope challenge that we didn't do. So $50 away for LP, 25 for Christmas, 25 for vehicles, 50 for kids. For gas, I had 140 budgeted. I also took the out of area, since that's a mileage reimbursement, as well as the flex reimbursement. Both of those also went into there, and that's where you see the $230.70. $40 into the medical sinking fund, $160 for next summer's summer daycare, and $289 into cash savings challenges and flows. So if we come all the way down here to the bottom, that leaves us with $80.37 left over. 72 of that is cash from here, 17 from there, 40 from drinks, and 15 from car washes. So that's 72. And then if I put okay, that leaves our leftover income amount here at $8.37. So that's a result of money getting rounded up. When we put cash back in, of things being a few cents or a few dollars less than budgeted amounts, etc. by the end. So I'm going to also take that $8.37 and we're going to put that whole amount there onto our extra debt, which actually brings our debt payment for this pay period to 26.5% of our income, which is cool. And then hang on a second. I want to pull up the savings tracker, but I need to find it.
Just like we said, we turn boring trucks into awesome trucks. We're gonna turn this car. It is a rusty disaster. Look at this thing.
All right, so now we are coming into our goals. Etsy goals tracker, also from Debt Free Jessie. I've decided that I'm going to start my emergency fund focus at 3 months of expenses. So my goal is $3,000. The last time coming into this Transfer Tuesday, we have $1,916. And then from our last spreadsheet, $193 went into our emergency fund, which brings us up to $2,109. That is in here, $891 remaining and 70% funded for month one. Our next focus is our debt, which is our HELOC. The balance coming in was $33,712.77. And we put $209.22 on that this week, which brings us to $33,503.55. The third goal that I'm actively working on is a travel-related goal. It is for a trip for our 10-year wedding anniversary next fall, and the goal is $5,000. I'm doing the 100 envelope challenge, which I've already been doing, but I used some of that for my Berkshires trip. But right now I have $485 in the travel sinking fund. And so I will add to that each week. This pay period, I don't even remember what my reason was, but when I needed to cut something, that felt like an okay place to cut for right now. I will get back into saving toward that next week. So that is where we're at with our goals. I would love to hear where you guys are all at with yours. And until next time, bye.